Here's an interesting observation that I couldn't help but make the mental note of yesterday, and I'm like, I gotta make a video about this. So I was eating with my family at Texas Roadhouse, but I actually kept it all plant-based and super healthy, which I didn't know was gonna be possible until I got there. So I got, they had this thing where you get four side items, and it was, $9 or whatever it was. So I got four side items, and it was all vegetables. And I told the waiter I wanted the mixed vegetables, which consisted of lightly steamed broccoli and cauliflower and carrots. And I said, no oil, salt, or sugar on any of that. And he's like, okay, cool. So it was really cool they were able to do that. Two orders of mushrooms, so that's up to three sides. And the mushrooms, no salt, sugar, or oil. So he's like, okay, cool. And then my fourth side was a sweet potato. And on this I said, no butter, no salt, no sugar, no oil. Same thing, right? Just cinnamon powder on the sweet potato. It's like, okay, just cinnamon powder. So brought it all out. And I ate about maybe half to three-quarters of it, and I couldn't eat anymore. I hated the thought of overeating. I wasn't tempted. There was no oil, no salt, no sugar, no excitotoxins, none of that stuff. And the only spice I had, herbs and spices, the only spice I had was cinnamon. And the rest of it was just lightly steamed, except the sweet potato obviously was cooked all the way. Vegetables. And it filled me up big time and very few calories, and fed my body, nourished it, great energy, it felt wonderful, my gut was feeling good, my energy was great, focused energy all night long. And also very cost effective because it was only $9 for all of that, and I got another meal still waiting for me afterwards. So that's pretty cool. And then I thought to myself, gosh, you can eat, we'll just say French fries, right? French fries fried in whatever, and you want to keep going. Even when you're full, you know the feeling. You're eating out or eating in, it doesn't matter. You're having oil, sugar, salt. You're eating stuff that isn't vegetables, or whatever the case may be. Something that digests fast. I was eating stuff that digested slowly, a low glycemic load, no salt, sugar, oil, and it was natural whole foods and herbs and spices instead of salt, sugar, and oil. Game changer. So that was the difference maker. But you know what it's like when you eat a French fry or, I don't know, Pop-Tarts or anything that digests quickly and absorbs quickly into the bloodstream. You want to keep eating, even though you know you're overeating. It's like, oh, I'm going to pay for this, but God, I'm really enjoying this right now. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. We all do that a lot. So this is how to talk about the avoidance of the temptation all day long, it's really tough to stick to that, and we typically don't. But if you genuinely hate the idea of overeating because of how you're feeling from the foods that you are eating, then you just have this natural ability to where it doesn't have to be this thing that you have to have this willpower. You'd have to have willpower to continue eating. I had no temptation whatsoever. And it's really not the first time that happened, but I think it's the first time I actually went that hardcore at a restaurant where I ordered my food to be that way. And so I figured it would be a great video to make because that's something that, gosh, if there's anything that just about everybody suffers from, it's overeating a lot. Like most meals, overeating. And portion can, and then when most of us aren't overeating, we're fighting with our willpower, right? Well, this is a really cool way to avoid it. So I think when we eat the way that we're designed to, the avoidance of oils and isolates basically, which isolates are oils, salts, and sugars and other excitotoxins, you have that conversation with yourself. It's like, oh man, I'm overeating. I'm going to pay for this later, but damn, this is good. I'm going to keep going. That's what we do. But if you eat the way that I did at this restaurant and make that a regular thing, then you're not going to want to overeat. It would be willpower to overeat, and therefore you're just not going to do it. So that's how that works. Pretty cool, huh? You like that? If you have any tips, feel free to drop your comments below. It's always good to get tips from other people too. And I'll say this one last thing about oil. Oil is something that absorbs quickly, very quickly into the bloodstream, super fast. So fast that it doesn't give your brain enough time to get the signal that you've just put some calories in your body. So it doesn't notice to tell your brain that you're full. You can eat oil all day long, and you're not going to feel full. You're just going to want to keep eating it because it absorbs so quickly into the bloodstream. It also, over time, well, immediately it creates a dopamine hit to the brain, but over time you keep doing that, oil with every meal or most meals, then your dopamine receptors become resistant, and you have to keep eating it until you feel good, because what once made you feel good, now you need 10 times as much to get that same feel good, like crack cocaine. So avoid oil, or if you use it very sparingly. Or at this particular meal I had, I didn't have any at all, and I was done way before I could overeat, but I was fed and nourished at the same time. Pretty cool concept. Well, I hope you got some value from that. If you love money and health like I do, and you want to add more health and money to your lives, ask me what I've been doing for over 10 years. And if it turns you on, we'll do it together. And my website is tombirkenmeyer.com, just like it's spelled here on social media, tombirkenmeyer.com. Talk to you later, alligator. Mwah. And share this. This is good info, man.